We do not forgive. We do not forget.
What's up guys, Deceiver back with another Wolcen video, and today I'm going to be updating the build that I made a few days ago when Wolcen was still kind of brand new. That was the Toxic Shot build. So I've made quite a few changes to the build. You can probably already see quite a few just from the gameplay at the beginning and from looking at my skill bar right here. So like I said, the build has changed quite a bit. It's not even close to the same. Well, actually, yeah, it's still similar. It does the same kind of thing, doing toxic damage, but as you can see, we are actually starting with rage. We've got different passives, we've got different stats. So yeah, so I went full ferocity instead of going with wisdom. I think that's what I went with before, wisdom. And then I'm using most of the same skills, except for a few that I've changed. I took out the big fucking fat guy because I don't really need it anymore. I changed the gunslinger to havoc orb because it's just better and does more damage. Gunslinger's a bit better for single target, so like bosses and stuff, but havoc orb in general is just better for everything else. So now we're using havoc orb instead. Still using phantom blades, still using plague burst, still using anomaly, added ether jump, and I have my 5th skill now. You can put pretty much whatever you want there. Right now I've got mark of impurity because there is a skill that makes enemies explode when they die, dealing their base health. So that on top of plague burst, on top of anomaly, is just a lot of AoE, and also havoc orb, so tons of AoE going on with this build. Bosses are still generally easy. One thing I like to do if I'm fighting a boss or about to fight a boss is put on the auto turret. Sometimes that can help quite a bit. The auto turret's a good one. You could use the rail gun if you wanted to, or even just switch back to Gunslinger's brand. It's really good against bosses as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the skills. So I want to show you some defense on my stat sheet, because while I'm sitting at 52% crit chance, so that's pretty good. Half of my abilities are always going to crit. But what's also cool is I'm sitting at 55% dodge chance. So this has actually been extremely good in combination with tenant points, which, if you don't know from my last video, reduce your damage taken per point that you have when you do take a hit. So the fact that I'm dodging, and then when I do get hit, a lot of it is reduced, means I don't die very often. There are a few instances where there's monsters that are basically do specific types of things. The ones that give me the biggest trouble are those fucking guys with shields that put up their shields and shoot their guns. Those guys are extremely difficult for me to fight for some reason. Another one that can potentially one-shot me is the ones that do lightning damage. Lightning damage or any ground-based AoE can potentially one-shot me, so I have to be very careful around those things. But basic attacks and basic enemies and any kind of regular attack, as you could see in the beginning, I was fighting against the Untainted and I was dodging every single ability that they tried to throw at me. So most of the time dodge comes in handy. As you can see, my health pool is extremely low for my level, and it just doesn't seem to matter. I'm to the point where I'm at 70 champion level 79. I just got there a little while ago before making this video, so that's 10 levels or 11 levels above what I am, and that's where I'm able to actually kill things. And in the video I was fighting, I think I was at veteran 67 with all the modifiers plus the Untainted on, and I didn't have a problem clearing that. I think I died one time due to me being stupid and just kind of standing there. So yeah, you do want to be mobile, but if you are caught in a situation where you're about to get hit, a lot of times you're going to dodge it. It's a 55-45 chance that you dodge. So anyway, let me get into the Gate of Fates so I can show you what's changed. We're still using the combination of Warmonger and Blessing of the Jade Legion to make our toxic damage be the only type of damage that we actually do right now. We added the Merciless Lethality, since now that we're doing crit damage, obviously this is really good. We added a few nodes for dodge chance, which is nice. I don't think I have that node. No, I don't have that node. We went into Child of Fury and Frenzied Blows and Furious Appetite. Those are where we're getting a lot of damage now from our crits. If we were running an ailment build, we would not be using those. But right now, ailments they're not bad, but considering one of the, I forgot which tree is broken, the one that lets you crit is not working right now, that lets your ailments crit. I think it's this one. No, where is it? Anyway, there is a node that lets your ailments crit. Here it is. Primordial Insights. I don't think that's working right now unless the patch... I could be wrong, they might have fixed that with the patch notes, but I don't think that they did. So until they fix that, I'm not going to be running a whole lot of ailment builds, or like straight ailment builds anyway. But once they fix that, if you want to run this build still, you're gonna want to put that into it. Since you're running Ferocity and you have a lot of crit, you have a higher chance of critting, and your damage over times will be able to crit a lot better anyway. So yeah, we're running that. I added Come What May. It adds Pierce to all your projectiles, so that's pretty good. I added the Duty to Exterminate to increase my rage. Let's see, I already had that. You don't really need this. Meditative Focus, I probably put that into something else. Oh, this one is very integral to this build. Covert Operative, 100% dodge chance score after taking a hit. So when you do take a hit, the next time you're about to be hit, you're not gonna be. So that's really good as well. We still have the crit chance from the Soldier, which is nice. But yeah, that's pretty much where the build's sitting at, and it can only go up from here. The next thing I would probably do is go into Arms Master, Master, whatever, and get Virtuoso Stance to do even more damage. I would either go there, or I would go into Siegebreaker and go for Salvatory Anchor and Elevated Gain. that way you have some more survivability, and when you do come across those hard to beat elites, you're not getting completely squashed. So yeah, that's what the skill tree is looking like right now. I'll zoom out so you guys can pause the video and take a gander if you want. But yeah, right now the build is working very well. I do need to work on the survivability a little bit. I think I'm at 53% crit, so I've got enough crit for my damage right now, so I think I'm gonna start going into toughness from here on out. Maybe go up to like 810, 815, and then start going into toughness more. Oh, let's go over what kind of gear I'm running. I did get this sweet rogue helmet right here that I really like because it's got dodge chance on it, which is good. It's got stam regen, movement speed, which is also good. It's really good. Anything with dodge I put on this build. As you can see, almost all of my gear has dodge chance on it, so stacking dodge chance is nice. I did replace the unique catalyst. This is not the best catalyst that I could get, but for now it's all I have. So that's what I'm going to use. This unique accessory isn't really necessary either. This accessory is nasty good for a ailment damage build, but this isn't completely ailment damage anymore. It's crits along with a lot of AoE damage, and it all adds up quite a bit when you put together Phantom Blades and Plague Burst, Anomaly, and Mark of Impurity. Shit just starts exploding. So it's pretty cool. You don't need legendaries for this build. You don't need uniques for this build. I'm just kind of using the good ones that I had. And if you guys are kind of curious on the progress that I've had, I've got some. I've got a sick ass dagger that I'm going to be using for another build here soon. And you know, I've got just gear sitting in here, a couple uniques, a couple legendaries, a bunch of rares that I found to be pretty decent that I'm going to use for other builds. I've been working on getting this bullshit going here. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got for this build. I don't think I'm missing anything. If I am, leave it in the comment section and I'll answer you guys. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be moving on to another build. I've played this one pretty much since the beginning when I started. I'm not max level yet, but I think I want to start playing something else. The next build is either, I haven't decided which it's gonna be just yet, but it's either going to be a Frost Archer build or it's gonna be an assassin build. I have ideas for like 3 or 4 different assassin builds, and I don't know which one's gonna work out best. So I'm gonna be testing these things, and whichever of the builds comes out working the best is gonna be coming out next. And also, don't leave in the comment section, my Bleeding Edge build does so much more damage than this one. No one gives a shit about Bleeding Edge. Like, everybody knows about it, and it's boring because everybody's running it. Everybody has been running Bleeding Edge since the beta, so yeah, no one cares that it does a lot of damage. Everybody knows it's overpowered. Alright? I'm not going to be making a Bleeding Edge build anytime soon, and the only way I will use Bleeding Edge is if it supplements a build that has nothing to do with Bleeding Edge at all anyway, and it's not focused around it. I plan on making builds that are fun, have a theme, and still are viable for endgame as well. I hope they buff some of the Gates of Fate nodes soon, because it's kind of a shame that everybody's running the same nodes, because you kind of have to in order to get the kind of damage that you need out of the game. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If there's any ideas for builds that you guys have, I've got a ton of ideas for builds already. I've got a sheet that probably has like 15 different builds on it, build ideas rather. So I'm going to be working on those, and I'm going to be, you know, just progressing in the game, having fun. If there are any questions about the game in general that you guys have, because I have learned a few things and a few tricks that some people probably don't know, because I didn't know them at the beginning, leave it down in the comments and I'll try and make a video on it, or I'll just answer you. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.